not really. Keep going.
So you're live. Gnome, you ready to go?
Let's do this.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Crew Review Show. Joining me today, we've got Rex and the Angry Gnome.
You stole my spiel. I was going to do that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna continue with "Go Go Power." Never mind. I tried to set you up.
I'm sorry. Did I fuck it up?
And I thought you were gonna knock it down, and you failed.
Did I fuck it up? I'm sorry. I fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
My bad.
Of course, Gnome's got to be the one to make it weird.
All right, today's in case you haven't seen it and picked it up from the donuts, today we're reviewing Power Rangers.
Yep, because donuts makes me think of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Well, it's the key to life, Krispy Kreme. See what I did there? That blatant product placement.
In August of 1993, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came to America like a force unknown to anyone else, growing huge in popularity, doing wonderful in toy sales, even coming out with a movie in 1996. And that would be the last we would see of it with Mighty Morphin. There would be different variations throughout the years, and that is when in 2017 they brought in a brand new take on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, bringing in new cast members with new backstories and a new way to possibly ruin our childhood. All right.
Don't give it all away so early.
Before we go any further, I just have one thing to say about the backstories, though.
What?
Don't you forget about me. Don't. But I mean, could we get any more Breakfast Club?
Oh,
before we get into anything else about this movie, could we get any more Breakfast Club?
Mm-hmm.
We had the jock, we had the weirdo, we had the nerd. We even had the annoying teacher in detention.
Right?
Yep, this was the remake of the Breakfast Club. Can we scratch that off? Retitle this down below. No.
Breakfast Club review take 2.
All right, and the three of us, amongst with some other people, went with Power Ranger fans, or as they know now as adults,
or as my now ex-girlfriend.
Oh wait, it was you, me, Rex, Mo, Jordy went too, right?
Yes.
Did he?
I think the whole crew was there for
Yeah,
that one.
Jordy. Yeah,
I think we did.
Jordy and JJ went.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and Chichu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole crew was there for that.
The whole crew show. Yeah. Damn. We need to separate from each other and not do things in such large groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me and Gnome saw Wonder Woman without you, so.
And I saw it without you. See, we're getting exactly one step at a time.
All right. Let's start this thing off. First impressions, always a good way to start it off, especially with the person pouring drinks into his favorite alcohol glass.
Space goes coast to coast.
Excuse me. Space goes coast to coaster.
I see what you did there. I see it. Clever.
I see it. What you did there.
How's that working out for you?
No, being clever.
Pretty good. No. What were your first impressions about this?
My first impressions of the movie. All right, I'm gonna start this off by saying that I was probably the biggest Power Rangers nerd that ever existed. I was in the fan club. I was in the official fan club. I'm not ashamed to admit this. It was a global phenomenon. I was part of it.
AKA, he couldn't get laid.
I was like 9, bro.
Then again,
he couldn't get laid.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Would it really surprise you at Rex at that age with, you know?
Wow.
With that,
No, it wouldn't.
At that rate, Damien was like, what, a human's arm?
It wouldn't, though. His mom is over there walking into a CVS like, yeah, where do you have condoms that'll fit a 10-year-old?
Well, do you have a condom that'll fit an anaconda? It was like a baby's arm
there
clutching an apple.
There you go. One day I'm going to tell a story about why this damn thing is named Damien. So
that'll be a story time.
Yeah, but I was the biggest Power Ranger fan that really ever existed. I loved Power Rangers. I thought it was really the most awesome thing in the universe. I was a huge superhero nerd, and Power Rangers was everything that I loved about superheroes. You know, with catchy, stupid catchphrases and puns out the ass and ridiculousness, and it just spoke to me on several levels. So my when I walked in there, my expectations were very, very high. And my initial impression of the movie in the opening few scenes, again, was I thought I was watching a remake of The Breakfast Club.
Because you were?
Because I kind of was. And it took a good while for it to start to feel like an actual Power Rangers movie. It didn't really feel like I was watching Power Rangers until about the last half an hour or so. That's when it really, like, I was like, yeah, I'm watching Power Rangers now. Here we go. The shit is on.
Like Donkey Kong?
Like Donkey Kong. And, you know, I mean, I liked it. I liked it for the most part. I had some issues with it, but it spoke to the fanboy in me. And there were lots of nods to the old stuff and you know, lots of fan service. And I found it to be a very enjoyable experience despite its many shortcomings. And there are many. But it didn't keep me from fanboying the fuck out.
Especially that one scene. This is one scene when they first ride their Zords and they play the fucking theme song.
And I was losing my shit in the theaters. I admit this.
Yeah, I was there.
I'm okay with it.
I had no choice. Court order.
I am unashamed.
He can't be left in the theater alone. Oh. Okay.
Oh, wait.
You didn't just do that.
I just did, though.
Tell me.
You can.
So I'm just gonna start off right off the back.
Hold on a sec. What the hell is that over there?
You bastard!
What?
That was for them. Why would you take that?
Because they like me.
Folks, you don't like him. You don't like DJ.
Come on, sir.
Nah. Alright. Yeah.
Boston cream.
Can you hurry up and finish that now?
Is this annoying you?
I think they hate it when you eat on camera. At least I hate it when you eat on camera.
So, you hate when I eat when you talk? Kind of like when you drink when I talk?
Prove it.
I have a videotape, so it happened.
It didn't happen.
Technically, you don't have it on videotape. There are no tapes involved. This is digital.
That's not but Photoshop.
I got the YouTube link.
Photoshop. I'm telling you. All right?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Photoshop.
He didn't just do.
Yeah, he did.
Just no. He didn't.
What is this? 1998.
He didn't. He really just.
We were talking about a movie from 1998.
He didn't just do the Cash Me Outside thing.
So
Quote Dave Bautista. Deal with it.
I'm gonna put the camera on Gnome and be like, so Gnome, you thought this was a good movie?
Yeah.
You really thought this was a good movie?
Well, okay. Let me take it back.
No. You like this movie?
I did like this movie.
You like this movie? All right. Let me tell you, my expectations going into this movie were so low that I had said if this movie was dirt, I would be happy. This movie couldn't even amount to dirt. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they made this movie, wrote this movie, directed this movie. Bruh. This movie was horrible. How could you like this movie? There was nothing good about this movie. The acting was terrible. The script was terrible.
Okay. I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
I said it before.
Hold on. Did you really go to see a movie based off of a television show in which one of the most popular Rangers on the show that every time he went to throw a punch, he yelled, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
And you're complaining about the script?
Yeah.
You're really complaining after some of the fucking episodes we've seen growing up?
Bruh, you know what this movie could have been titled? Giant ad for Krispy Kreme donuts. and I would have been happy walking. I would have knew what I was walking into.
The product placement was pretty
okay.
Was pretty on point.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert.
For those of you who've seen the movie, you know that there is a scene in which they go, where they reveal that the Zeo crystals that Rita's looking for is
fidget spinners.
No, that's the power coins.
Yeah, it's so easy to confuse the two.
All right, the Zeo crystals are buried under what's now a Krispy Kreme. So while watching this, the first thought that came to my mind, so that's what the fuck they put in Krispy Kreme. They got motherfuckers like outside, like, you got some more of that fucking donut?
Them Zeo crystals, they sprinkle some crack on it. Yeah, so yeah. And the blatant shitting on Bumblebee, but we'll get to that later. And damn.
Okay, can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that nod to Transformers was there for a reason, because when everybody saw the trailers, the first reaction that everybody had was, they Michael Bay'd the fuck out of Power Rangers, and I think they realized that the comparison was coming, so they were like, well, if everyone's going to compare us to a Michael Bay movie, let's just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those scenes where they kind of threw it in after.
Yeah, I think so.
After the initial trailer was there, and they were like, shit.
Right, but I liked the movie. I didn't say it was a good movie. This is not the claim that I'm making. I like a lot of bad movies. I love The Last Dragon. But I openly admit that The Last Dragon is one of the worst movies of all time. I love it. Show enough. But I happen to like the Power Rangers movie. Again, a lot of it is nostalgia. I was so happy to see my childhood heroes on the big screen, however much they changed them. So, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't... I don't think... It's not an art house film. I mean, it was there for... It was there for a reason. It was there to take advantage of the franchise's popularity, and it was there to make cash.
Elizabeth Banks in some green
skin armor,
and some gold sprinkled in.
It was weird. She actually did a surprisingly good job.
That's
gonna be really bad, and she actually did a really really good job.
Did we disagree on that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Oh shit!
But yeah, no, that's why I liked it. I mean, it was pure nostalgia. Like, it's not. It's like watching Hulk Hogan wrestle. We all know he's a terrible wrestler, but there's so much nostalgia attached to him that you get a little hype when he shows up.
Yeah. Leg drop!
We get a little hype when he shows up. That's my defense. I'm not saying it's a good movie. You can tear it apart all you want. I'm still gonna love it.
I will tear it apart. But keep going.
That's fine. And I'm still gonna be here.
So my impressions. My impressions. This movie was garbage. Going in, garbage. Coming out.
But it was sparkly multicolored.
Did you just assume their color?
I mean, alright. I'm not gonna lie. A lot like Gnome, I went in there with rose tinted glasses.
Poor bastards.
And twice I have tried to sit down and watch this film since, and try to be like, alright. And there are certain things I've been able to pick out that's wrong. Yes, the actors in this film, not the greatest.
Oh my god.
Then again, with the exception of Elizabeth Banks, Bryan Cranston, and whatnot, the established actors. But then again, I mean, what were you looking for? Teenagers who were Academy Award winning actors?
Right?
Yes.
Why? That's where you failed.
Much like Gnome, I went in to this film with rose tinted glasses. All right. I grew up, huge Power Ranger fan. I mean, like, hell, I even watched to a point when most people I knew stopped. I have I had no shame in admitting that.
I got to space. Where did you get to?
Wild Force.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
and then the funny part
I can understand to space. Wild Force.
We were
you were a grown ass.
We in our
adult.
20s?
So right, I was gonna say.
Wild Force came.
I was a teenager. I'm not gonna lie. I kept watching it, and then when it came to a point where I was like, I think I'm done. Ooh, she's cute.
Actually, you know what? No, I take that back because I keep forgetting that DJ's a little bit younger than us. So,
but that
you and I were like 20, 21 when Wild Force came.
But that means he had to be what, 18?
He'd have been like 18.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I guess
look,
we're not
later. We're not gonna use the right now for that.
Yeah, much like I went with rose tinted glasses. So it became very hard for me to try to go and be like, yeah, this sucked, because nostalgia took over me. I will admit that. Were there things wrong? Yes, the actor, like they weren't the greatest actors in the world. But you know what? In the end of the day, I'm sorry, you didn't go to that Power Rangers film to see phenomenal actors. Hell, most people went to go see fucking Walter White as Zordon.
Fun fact, yeah.
I'm the one who knocks.
I'm the one who morphs.
No, he didn't.
We kind of like
demorphed.
I was gonna say he got into that wasn't an Etch a Sketch. What was that thing called? You know those
the pins, right?
that that's what he became. Those old school. You bought it at the Hall of Science. You put your hand in it, and it made the shape of your hand. That's what happened to him. All right.
Yeah, I gotta wonder why they didn't go with the old school column with his face in it. I was kind of wondering about that. It's like, why a wall?
Because fidget spinners.
That's you blame that for everything.
Yeah, I do actually. I blame that for a lot of things.
As I was saying, I didn't blame the actors on it because I knew I was gonna get phenomenal actors on it. I give them credit for going for lesser known people for it to play the Rangers. One aspect I really did like about the film was the fact that, unlike in the show, when they become Power Rangers, all of a sudden you got a character like Billy who doesn't know hasn't fought a day in his life, all of a sudden knows Kung Fu.
You mean
like Neo,
Becky
the Matrix,
as Becky G?
All right. I like how they actually went through a whole training montage and they had to learn this shit.
You mean they couldn't be just like cool teenagers
with
attitudes who already knew this shit?
Remember Billy was the only one who didn't know how to fight.
Yeah, the other ones were pretty.
Yeah.
They had been in fights before.
I mean, they
weren't proficient.
You don't necessarily also get the impression that Kimberly in the show knew how to fight. Kimberly was a gymnast.
Well, but Kimberly was also a martial artist, though. They covered that in the show, but it's never actually...
No, it gets covered later.
Yeah, but it's
never... When we go in the first... I'm talking about, in the first episode. You
all you know is that she's a gymnast, but, I mean...
Yeah.
It does get covered later on that she does have some martial arts experience also. But in the movie, that's never actually said. All we know is that we don't even know that she's a gymnast in the movie.
Yeah.
We don't even know that she's an athlete.
See, all the characteristics, with the exception of Billy being, a nerd... All the characteristics that we knew from the TV show have been wiped clean for this.
Which I actually
brand new characteristics. You don't have Jason teaching in martial arts and in a gym. He's a high school football player that
Captain
fucked up, and yeah. But I was a fan. I liked how they went with that. I liked how they showed struggles and how you see these are even he says we're screw ups.
Sorry about that, folks.
Guten Tag.
Gracias. De nada. I don't know.
The last one was German, but
¿Cómo se llama? Salud.
There's a lot of aspects of the film that I really like, which gets me to this next segment. Gnome, what did you like? Oh, BT Dubs, Wild Force, 2002.
Okay.
The Savant is strong with this one.
I'm saying, I
was powerful, and I was able to reach for my phone and look up on IMDb.
I thought I was older when that came out. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I could. Because that means we were still in high school. Shit.
Yeah, but anyway, what did I like about this? Like I said before, I fanboyed the fuck out. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. However, there is enough there to keep any Power Rangers fan fucking sated. There is. Bryan Cranston does a great job wherever he shows up. I don't think it's possible for him to do a bad job.
Yeah, keep stroking him some more.
It's true though.
Keep stroking.
Give me one.
Coke. You were saying?
He had to.
Hey, I tried to be quiet.
Sorry, you were interrupting me. I had a flow here, and you were just fucking my shit.
Bryan Cranston was amazing, and you were stroking him off some more.
Yeah. I mean, name one thing that Bryan Cranston's ever been bad in. I can't even think of one.
I don't know, but I'll find it.
He's just one of these people.
He was bad in trying to get a longer appearance in Godzilla.
Ooh.
See, he wasn't bad in Godzilla.
I didn't say he was bad in Godzilla. I said he was bad in trying to get a longer appearance.
So, but he did a good job. Elizabeth Banks did a wonderful job. as Riri Repulsa, which I wasn't expecting. I really thought she was going to be really bad. When I heard she'd been casted, I really thought she was going to be the worst part of the movie. I honestly did. I'm not gonna shy away from that.
And then you saw that outfit.
And then I saw the movie, and I'm like, wow, she's really getting into this. You know what she reminded me of? Raul Julia in Street Fighter.
Yes. Like, the role was so ridiculous, all she could do was have fun with it.
Right. Like, it really felt like that to me. Like, she's really enjoying herself.
Hell, this film hired a linguist to create a different, an alien language, and behind the scenes, Bryan Cranston and Bill Hader, who plays Alpha 5, struggled with learning the language, and Elizabeth Banks became fluent in it. That actually shows you the kind of dedication this woman
she was in it. She was.
And I gotta say, I'm actually quite the fan of Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, dedicated to being the Wicked Witch of the West. But I mean, she did a great job, and I thought that a lot of stuff about the movie was really funny, and the movie was to some extent self-aware. Like, it knew it was silly, and it didn't really shy away from it, which I kind of liked.
The show.
Yeah, which I kind of liked. Like, it didn't have they didn't have their heads up their asses.
So basically, what you're telling me is you like campy shit
under certain circumstances.
Like, have you seen this shit I brought to review here?
Right. Like, I like...
You like campy shit, Gnome.
I like just campy shit. Like, I like certain kinds of camp. I like certain kinds of camp. Like, I like the Adam West Batman. Campy as hell. Love Adam West Batman.
That's not campy.
That's camp. That's straight camp.
That is pure classical genius.
That's pure camp. But certain other kinds of camp fall flat on their ass. As much as I can remember the one-liners from Batman and Robin was an awful movie, and I wouldn't watch it again. It was campy in all the wrong ways. But in certain circumstances, yes, I enjoy a movie that's self-aware. I enjoy a movie that's not afraid to be a little bit silly about itself, and that's cool. I'm okay with that sometimes. And Power Rangers hit the right notes for me as far as that was concerned. So, it was, like I said, it wasn't an art house film. Like, it's not going to win. It didn't win anything. It's never going to win anything except for a couple of Razzies maybe. But I'm okay with it.
I actually have to look into that. Was it not? It had to have been nominated.
I don't think
it
won any Razzies.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
I think honestly the main focus.
I think Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Well,
Cleared house.
I think I think it was BVS was probably one of the main focus. While Suicide Squad, took quite a few Razzies. They also took an Oscar
for best makeup and costume design. No,
still an Oscar. Rex, what did you like about it? Was there something you liked about it? The credits don't count.
I got some notes here. Let me see if I can find something positive.
Let's focus on the power of positivity.
He's such a...
Billy getting all the pussy after that fight scene. When the bully knocked himself out. See? There's one positive note in here, folks. Never said
I am not a violent person. But if you must come at me, bro.
I mean, it's real.
You earned that paycheck, RJ.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually got his name right.
He was actually my favorite one of all of them.
Yeah. But he also had the hardest performance.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because
he was
autistic
on the spectrum,
which is an interesting addition to the character.
I'm not gonna see. I kind of had a problem with that at first, but I've taken an L on that just because you can't accept the smart black man on it. No, I'm kidding.
That was my line. I like that part. I mean, David Yost, the guy who originally played Billy in the series. He actually applauded that.
Because that's a
addition to the character.
That definitely is touched on a social topic, I guess I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That kind of and he wasn't annoying. It wasn't even something that they 100% focused on. It just was something about his character.
Right. They didn't use it to make him stupid or anything like
exactly.
that. Like, I was glad.
He knew a joke was going on, but he didn't understand the joke.
Right.
That's all.
It wasn't bad, but I mean,
So good job, and I hope to see more things from him in the future. So.
I feel like he's going to be the one to take off. I don't. See
anyone else?
I hate to say it. I really don't see the rest of them going anywhere.
And then he's going to make a Michael B. Jordan mistake and take Fan Four Stick, and I'm sorry, too soon.
Right,
sorry.
Black Panther's coming. He's got time to redeem himself.
He does. Don't worry, Michael. We're looking out for you. My pros were Elizabeth Banks, Bryan Cranston. I actually liked Bill Hader as Alpha 5. And to me, he wasn't like he didn't seem like annoying like the original one. He didn't fucking hammer in that in. Like you actually saw like his I was like kind of like from that movie God Must Be Crazy. I actually really did like the suits too.
I thought that was an interesting take. You know what the problem with that is? You don't like the suits?
They looked a little weird. They looked better.
You know what? You know why they look weird?
Go ahead.
Because they were CG, and all the CG in this movie was terrible.
They looked as I thought, because when I saw the promotional materials for them, I thought the still pictures looked really bad, and I'm like, they'll probably look better in motion.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I felt too.
Which they did, but they still looked a little, I don't know.
Because like when I saw that,
I don't understand why they can't. Maybe I'm just being naive. I don't understand why they just couldn't go with the spandex. Like, because you notice, like, whenever they try to do a freaking movie, they try to make it armor, and it never looks right.
Yeah.
Like, even with the 1996 movie?
Yeah, 96.
Even with the 1996 movie, they tried to make it
armor,
and it looked so weird.
Because it was too bulky, it looked cumbersome.
Right.
It didn't.
It made them look like Spartans.
It was form over function.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it could be that the Mjolnir armor in Halo was
inspired by
I'm just realizing that. Let's go. We have to go back and watch it now and compare it to cutscenes from Halo because it looks just like the Mjolnir armor from Halo.
Honestly, like when I first saw that production, still I was like you mentioned, I wasn't a fan of that when I first saw it. I was even joking around that with the release of the picture, they released the new plot synopsis, and that 5 teenagers during an alien invasion gets hired by Tony Stark to take them on.
Yeah,
I didn't even catch that.
Because they had the glow in arc reactor. But man, well, yeah. Once I saw them in motion, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm impressed.
I didn't like the fact that when they're in the Zords, their faces are exposed. That was a weird.
You know what? I call that the Topher Grace effect. Much like when he was in Spider-Man 3, and anytime he had like a face-to-face time with Spider-Man, as opposed to talking to him like Venom, like he did in the comics or even in the animated show.
He had to show the face.
Yeah.
It was how he should have ended. Did a funny joke about that too. Why do your other face is scarier? This way I get more face time.
Yeah, that's probably, and so maybe one actor brought it up and kind of screwed it up for everybody, so we had to suffer.
Which brings me to I guess pretty much that was things we didn't like, or
there's other things.
All right, no.
Okay.
This is gonna be interesting to me.
I'm gonna. All right. So again, fanboy and me love this movie. There was a lot wrong with it though. The acting for most of the people was wooden. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna forego proper English for this because frankly this kind of sucked. The acting was really bad. They tried to shoehorn in a lot of things that just didn't really seem natural to me. The whole thing with Trini possibly being bisexual or pansexual was kind of weird. It just came up in a really weird way. Like, maybe in the sequel if they showed her having a girlfriend or something, that'd be one thing. But it's like they're having a conversation around the bonfire, and she says something, and Zach goes, "Boyfriend trouble?" And she doesn't say anything. And he goes, "Girlfriend trouble?" And then she goes, "Well, I don't like labels." Okay, she's bisexual or pansexual. They just wanted to toss that in there for you. The Pink Ranger's kind of a terrible person.
Yeah.
She's not sympathetic at all. She's kind of a terrible person. Now that you're
thinking about it, yeah.
She is, though, because everybody's talking about, what's going on in their lives. And Billy's got, he lost his father and he's dealing with his autism, which makes him very socially awkward and things of that nature. And Jason,
with the feel of letting everyone down because him fucking up,
right? Because Jason was
the ongoing pressure of like being the best as well,
right?
Zach with his mom, Trini with with her sexuality.
You want to read the script out for them too as well,
right?
I mean,
her sexuality wasn't her only crossover. It wasn't even really presented as the main one. She had issues.
Yeah, it was just
family issues, and she was an army brat and was moved from town to town and yada 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 yada. But the only person who doesn't really seem sympathetic is the Pink Ranger because her problem was that she texted a naked picture of her supposed best friend
to a guy
underage, by the way.
Well,
and
were their ages?
They weren't defined, but if they're in the middle of high school, yeah.
But yeah, it's like she's kind of a terrible person, which is so different from the Amy Jo Johnson incarnation of Kimberly. Because Kimberly was her last name was Hart, but she was all heart. You know, and it just really didn't seem it didn't jibe with what we know about the Power Rangers already. The whole thing with Zach, I didn't have a problem with them changing Zach's ethnicity. My problem with Zach is the same problem that Walter Jones, the guy who originally played Zach, had with that character. Certain defining characteristics. In the series, Zach did his hip hop keto thing. He combined like breakdancing and martial arts and he had a very unique fighting style. It was something that Walter Jones himself brought to the character. It wasn't originally written in. Mm-hmm. And hip hop keto is absent from this incarnation of Zach, which I didn't like. I think that no matter what race they made Zach, hip hop keto is part of that character.
Maybe they would have just assumed that people were like, "Oh, he's shucking and jiving as an Asian now."
But Asians love hip hop.
That's racist.
Yeah, hip hop is a global phenomenon. It's okay for non-blacks to like hip hop. I'm just saying, it's weird for Zach not to practice hip hop keto.
I kind of understand, but that's not a problem for me. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm glad they kind of did without it.
Okay. I also didn't like Alpha 5. I'm gonna say it.
Wow. Wait. Like the design or the character?
The design was weird, but I was willing to let that pass. You know what I heard every time Alpha 5 spoke?
What?
I heard, "I need that guy's arm." All I heard the entire time Alpha 5 was speaking was Rocket Raccoon. Every time Alpha was on the screen, I heard Rocket Raccoon.
I didn't
That's
mind.
not
I thought Bill Hader was great for it, you know.
But you know what I mean? Like
5 color coins, 5 kids, 5 different color kids.
But I really feel like they. Oh, we need to have a sarcastic ass pint-sized sidekick because Rocket Raccoon.
That's not. But that's. I didn't get that vibe from him.
Did.
No.
Every time Alpha 5 spoke, I heard Rocket Raccoon.
People think I nitpick.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right.
But
I'm gonna get the clock out for this.
I'm not gonna take any more time. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Well, it's not even you I'm worried about.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, the one who didn't like the movie. If I'm tearing it apart, woo,
Lord baby Jesus.
Right. 3 minutes. Go.
Okay. So we already spoke about the terrible CG. God forbid this comes out in 4K. This movie will look like trash. All right. Second of all, the jokes, things that they went from like bad CG to terrible jokes after terrible jokes, terrible bestiality jokes for no fucking reason, just because bestiality is funny.
There were bestiality jokes.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning with when they had the bull and he milked the bull.
Beefcake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See. And that was a funny moment.
Me and Beefcake got a connection.
As well as things like Jason breaking his red Ford Ranger, crashing it, trying to run away. Billy having the blue minivan, kind of hated that.
I bet you hated in the show when they all wear the colors of their outfits matching the color of their Ranger.
No, that was cool. It's called Style Flair. Try looking it up sometime. That was a bad product placement. To me, the jokes that they had, the jokes weren't funny. They were. I just want to just rip through this screen and just slap everyone, even the cameraman who recorded this, for not going. We need to stop.
All right, but there was no shaky cam though.
Yes, there was.
There was shake. I don't remember shaky cam because I know you hate shaky cam.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't.
You talk about it all the time. I know you hate shaky cam.
It wasn't prevalent, but they had their couple of moments. I think they had, like, you can see. So whenever they have movies, right? Just fun fact for you guys. The director's not always on set, so sometimes, there'll be like a sub-director in directing everything. And you can see that moment where, like, there's the main director who doesn't do shaky cam, and then there's the sub-director who's kind of like, maybe if I do a little bit, nobody will notice. I fucking noticed. But it's so minute, and you can tell it's probably only one sub-director that did that. So I'm letting it go on that. I've already said a lot of shit I don't like about this, man. I really did. The bad acting, bad dialogue, bad jokes, predictability, the bad CG. There were almost nothing redeeming about this. When Elizabeth Banks is your redeeming quality, you have a problem. And meanwhile, you have Bryan Cranston in this movie. The man can do no wrong, and you found a way.
Damn, just the hate, though.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I was just thinking that.
There was no way first of all, there was no way for Bryan Cranston to do wrong. Bryan Cranston did everything he was supposed to do in that fucking movie.
Yes, suck.
Whoa!
Yeah, I did.
All right. First off, I'm removing 5 seconds from your clock because fuck you. Secondly, Elizabeth Banks is a national fucking treasure. Fuck you.
Remember those old Navy commercials? Just
why you even gotta bring that up?
You don't shop at Old Navy, Rex?
We tried that. Remember one time?
Oh yeah, the pants couldn't fit Damien.
Yeah. So I don't want to bore the audience to death. This is I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Just keep going.
You okay? You got it all out?
I don't think so.
No,
But...
say it with your chest. Let's get it all out. Just get it all out.
Bad fucking movie.
Let's get it all out. You want to burp him over there, DJ? You just want to give him a clap on the back. Get it all out. Just get it all out. Let it out. Boy.
Get off. I can burp myself.
Don't make me put you over my shoulder.
What?
Because the funny part is, I can do it.
Under all that mass, there's mass.
Strongest person in this room. Here, I'm going to start off. I want to say with the things I didn't like, and if you guys don't mind, I actually want to go into final thoughts, and I actually want to start off the final thoughts.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There were, the things I didn't like. One thing I really didn't like, I wasn't entirely a fan of the design of most of the Zords. Some of them didn't make sense. Like, why the fuck did the Mastodon have 8 legs? The fucking Triceratops has 6.
Because it was a Spider-Don.
If anything, out of all of them, the best looking one was the Tyrannosaurus, and that was barely, like I said.
The pterodactyl had a solid design.
I'll give you the pterodactyl.
That was the one that had a really good solid design.
Because it was out of focus at the time, so you couldn't get too much detail on it.
Much like
designing a fighter jet doesn't really take a lot of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Wings fold here.
The
jet.
The blatant product placement, like we need to get the Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Is this a special place? Jesus Christ!
It must be the source of life.
The source of life. And like I said, I know what they put in their fucking ingredients.
That part kind of is weird though, because you wouldn't think that Saban and company would have trouble getting funding. So why the blatant product placement?
There were things done in some dark alleys that
there were certain things. No, if you look good enough, you get, like the Ford Ranger. There's also a Dodge, like car companies definitely sponsored a lot in this film. Even like if you catch it, there's also like other restaurants and whatnot, like during the final fight scene.
Right.
You even notice a Boston Market.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right. So yeah, there's product placements. It's not as much as I love this film I'm about to mention, it's not as whoring as Man of Steel is.
Oh, but that's a whole different story.
To which Man of Steel is like. Which leads me into my final thoughts. If you're a person that is very nostalgic about your past and you constantly look back on the things that you grew up with, you're gonna enjoy this movie. There's that one scene in which when they get in their Zords and they play the old theme song, and I've always said that when at 28 years old, I still hear the Power Rangers theme song. It still gets me amped to fuck shit up.
That's your fight song?
Yeah, why not? If I want to pick one,
actually, the Megazord song is my fight song. Remember that shit, big guy?
I gotta look back.
You gotta look.
I will look back. I will look back though. One thing I really did like about the film, I forgot to mention before, and I know he's probably gonna yell at me. I kind of like the musical score.
You mean the Tron?
The
Daft Punk music video reject track?
No, because when you actually go look into the album, it's instrumental. And that one part, the one that you're referring to, in which when they finally morph,
there's a lot of songs that had that. There was a lot of songs.
Score, not soundtrack.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, fine, whatever.
Because you can have a soundtrack in which, like case in point, they at the credits, I got the power.
Yeah,
that one, yeah, but that's a soundtrack.
Bad, yeah,
I'm talking about the score.
And then, I mean, when you have Kanye West on your soundtrack, when you have post college dropout Kanye West on your soundtrack, you fucked up.
Oh man, Ice, I love it.
If you're gonna go see it on pure nostalgia reasons alone, go ahead. I'm sure you'll find a thing or two that you're not gonna agree with. Now, if you're a person that feels that you're an adult and you don't need to look back on nostalgia, avoid this movie at all costs.
Facts. Oh my god.
At all costs, because you're gonna have a bad time. All right, I went in there trying to be as neutral as possible, but then there were certain, like Gnome said earlier, there were certain key things that just picked up. Like, there's that. Hell, in the beginning of the film, once they go and they transition to the high school, they show a silhouette of a bull for the mascot for the school that they're in. Mm-hmm. The silhouette is very similar to the Megazord. Mm-hmm. All right,
I gotta relook at that.
Yeah, relook at that. But
no, actually, I won't, because I don't want to sit through this movie again.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, what was that? I saw your email pop up over there about your order for the Steelbook on that film.
Look, just because I'm gonna own it, look, that's because that Steelbook is awesome. All right, but that's neither here nor there.
All right,
I gotta go.
But that's pretty much my final thoughts on it. Rex, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are very simple. I'm a simple guy. This movie sucked. Don't see it. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of talent. It's a waste. I'm going to buy it, but that's because I'm an idiot, all right? And I'll never deny I'm an idiot. This movie is terrible, though.
You got a point. I will never deny that you're an idiot.
So, folks, don't see this not because of nostalgia. This is just you watch this movie, you're going to have a bad time. Ask me how I know.
No, final thoughts.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of riff off of what Rex just said. What I'll say about it is, if you grew up with Power Rangers and you have not already seen the movie, go see it. It is made for us. It's made for the people who grew up with this shit. It wasn't really made for the newer generation who don't know it very well. It's not gonna serve any purpose for anyone who's not already attached to the franchise. I think, Rex, you'd agree with that, right?
Yes, I will agree.
Right, it's made for the fanboys and the fangirls. It wasn't really made to introduce someone to the franchise, even though it's an origin story. So, if you weren't a Power Rangers fan, don't see it. It's not going to have anything for you. It's not even a good action film. It's not going to have anything for you.
Preach your own.
But if you are a Power Rangers fan, go see this shit. Pick it up when it comes out, because this shit is going to speak to every bit of the fanboy in you. And you're going to have a fucking good time. It's not an art house film. It's not a great film. It's not even a good film. But it is the film for Power Rangers fans. Go see it.
And that's a very interesting point. I'm going to say that means, DJ, it's about time we wrap this thing up. Could
you just couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't even wait to the end of the.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank you all for watching, checking out this episode. Do us all a favor and hit the like and subscribe button down below. And if you have any suggestions for any other shows, hit us up in the comment section. That's been the Angry Gnome. Rex, where can they find you?
They can find me hiding the donuts from you. And oh, don't worry, folks. I'm going to take those away. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rex Crew Review. Yeah, enjoy.
And you can find me when I'm not getting my insulin shots at DJ of the Crew Review Show on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the show on Instagram and Twitter at the Crew Review Show. Thanks for you all watching. Take care.
Ba, 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 da, ba, ba.